This is Ocala Talks with Tom Schmidt, bringing stories that are important to our community in and around Ocala.
Plus, of course, a splash of sports as well.
Now, here's your host, Tom.
I think moderator of a debate is a little disingenuous. I was the question asker in a forum where candidates were asked very pointed questions and gave their responses. I know Galen Unall is interested in that kind of a situation. You can go see it on the Fraternal Order of Police's Facebook page, 129's Facebook page. Galen Unall from Life South joins us, brought to you by the good folks at Penn Flooring, Palm Garden Health Rehabilitation Center, and Just Ship. Galen, I'm going to get more in depth into this debate later in the show, but suffice it to say, some of the people you would expect to do well did well, and some of the people that you didn't know did well as well. So it was very enlightening last night, and District 4 took half of the debate because there's 137 people that are running for District 4.
And to be honest with you, I think that's the least exciting race that's going on.
By far, it's the least exciting. Yet it's got the most people.
Right. I have one question, and I will watch that debate. But you can save me the time of scrolling through, finding this one question, and then I'll go back and watch it. But how did they respond to the dramatic efforts that occurred during the city commission meeting? And first of all, my neighborhood got voted down, and for that 7-Eleven, and the vote of no confidence or confidence went through. How did they handle that?
That was not a question that was asked. There was no specific question asked about what has already happened. The questions were geared at, look, this is what happened. None of us think it was right what happened. If you become a council member and are addressed, and a situation like this happens again, what do you plan to do about it?
Oh, and that's interesting.
Yeah, that was look. And at the end of the night, one of the members of the Ocala Firefighters Local Union said that they thought people misunderstood that question because people directly addressed the situation. We're talking about the firing of Fire Chief Shane Alexander, and people addressed that direct situation. And at the end of the night, the guy goes, I think some of y'all misunderstood the question. The question was not what to do about this situation. This situation is past. There's a new fire chief in. The audits happened. It's that if this situation happens again, how do you plan as a city council to handle it? And most of the people answered it as addressing the situation that already happened. But a few candidates addressed it the way it was properly, the way it was worded, and the way that they were supposed to address it. It was all in all, there was good information last night. Not a whole lot of everybody was getting along. It's still early. Everybody was getting along, but right at the end, it got a little contentious in the mayoral part of it, as you would expect.
That's the least exciting one.
Well, actually, to you it's the least exciting one, and it's the one that has the least power. Except they oversee the police department. And there was a very pointed question last night to both candidates. If you become mayor, are you going to replace Chief Balkin, and if so, why?
Really?
Oh, yeah. That direct question.
You can't answer that.
No. And you can't. And I thought it was a little unfair because the chief was sitting in the room.
That's kind kind of crazy.
That's a little, the chief was in the room. It seemed to me to be a little, it was a little, it was a little uncomfortable for me. But I asked the question because I was there to ask the questions they had prepared. These questions were prepared by the unions of the Fraternal Order of Police, Lodge 129, and the Professional Firefighters of Ocala, Local 2135. So, they ask these questions because they're trying to decide who they want to endorse for all these races. So I wouldn't have asked the question, but then I'm not part of that union. So the question was asked, but
Wow, interesting.
it was an interesting night all around. By the way, some very well-spoken, some very put-together candidates. People who, and by the way, the one thing I took from the entire evening, and I think you'll appreciate this, just as everyone should. Everyone in that on that stage that took those questions, every one of them came across as having the future of Ocala as very important to them. Whether you agreed with how their stance on how Ocala can improve and should go forward, every person there, you got the feeling they were there because they think that the advancement and the future of Ocala needs to be addressed, and they all have passion for doing that. And look, whether you agree with somebody's stance or their political views or not, as long as their efforts are to try to better this community, I don't have to agree with how they think that the community should be made better, but as long as everybody's trying to, in their own way, make the community better, I think we're in good shape with these candidates.
Well, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. And I would think if you're going to run for a job like that is absolutely thankless, you better do it for the right reason. Right? This isn't there are no massive infrastructure plans that you can get rich off of. You know what I mean?
Not at $200 a month.
Yeah.
Nope. Not at 200. Unlike county commission, this is not a job. This is a calling or a want. Because you don't make any money. You make $200 a month as a councilman, $250 a month as the president of the city council, and $500 a month as the mayor. You're not getting rich holding public office in the city of Ocala.
No, you are not. You are absolutely not. So, what was the biggest issue that you believe is facing these candidates? Do you think there's one besides the city manager?
Well, all of these questions were geared specifically towards issues that would be of interest to first responders, fire and police. So there were some of the things that I think are like nobody touched on because it doesn't even though it is a fire charge, the fire department is the union's not worried about these things as they should not be. I think one of the biggest worries we have is the pink elephant in the room is the unconstitutional gathering of fire fees, which is somewhere in the $80 million range. That was not addressed last night because that really isn't a concern of the unions of the fire department and the police department.
Right.
So I think those would
I
help.
don't think anybody has a solution to that.
By the way,
unless you're just going to start printing money in the basement of the city hall.
By the way,
there is no solution.
you ready for some breaking news?
Yeah.
August 23rd, District 1 candidates will be in this studio facing questions from yours truly. August 24th, District 3 will be in this studio. August 25th, District 4 will be in the studio. August 26th, District 5 will be in the studio. And then Friday, August 27th, the mayoral candidates will be in this room. And I've gotten verbal commitments from everybody that was at the meeting last night. And the only person that wasn't there was Ty Schlichter. Mr. Schlichter actually had a family vacation for his entire family, extended family and everything, that had been in the works for over 2 years. So it is not to be thought that he skipped that last night. He actually had a prior engagement that had been planned for 2+ years. So we certainly understand that. He's going to meet with the FOP and the Ocala, the Professional Firefighters of Ocala at a separate time. But everybody that was in the room last night gave me a verbal commitment that they would come on the radio show. And they said, "Can we have a list of the questions?" I go, "No. I will give you the list of the topics we will discuss. But you will not get a list of the questions because, as you know, Galen, my interview style, hell, I don't know the question until I ask it."
Absolutely correct. Yeah. Well, I'm hoping that, there are some times when I'm like, man, I hope it'll be heard what Tom and I talked about today. But, I always wonder if, you have a bigger impact on local politics than most, that's for sure. So.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity last night by the Fraternal Order of Police Lodge 129 and the...
Oh, you're cheap. They know that.
I'm like Coach Spurrier said. Coach Spurrier said every job he ever got because he was cheap and he was available.
Those are two things. That's a good. You go far with that. Not very far, but you can go far.
Well, I'm at the pinnacle of my success. I'm on the radio in Ocala, baby. I have made it.
Woo!
I used to do when I would do stand-up comedy and everything. And, I worked in places all over Florida. One of my favorite places, if you've ever been to Carrollwood, Florida, which is a suburb of Tampa, the comedy club in Carrollwood sits in a shopping plaza that has like a Crystal Burger in the front of the plaza and like a Dollar General there and everything. So I went on stage there and I go, I gotta tell you folks, I have worked all my life in comedy to make sure that I can have a moment like tonight. Because I got a Crystal in front of me and a Dollar General next to me. I made it, baby.
Big time.
Yeah, that's the big time. You go to a comedy club where you can get food at Crystal and you can go get your wardrobe from Dollar General. You're a wealthy comedian.
That's pretty. Yeah.
I mean, what more could you want?
Special is next.
Oh yeah. Trust me, the local access channel 23 comedy special was the next thing. Local access. Oh,
I used to do that. Hey, when I was in college in St. Augustine, I had 3 shows on public access.
Speaking of public access,
I was their star.
Speaking of public access, why aren't we broadcasting football games on the school board channel? That's a public access channel.
Well, we talked about that.
Oh, because George Tomlin wanted us to pay him $1,000 or something, probably.
Well, there is something to that, and two, I don't want to be holding to the school board. That's the honest truth.
Well, that's the honest truth. Yeah. Hey, by the way,
I don't want to. They've offered, and I've kind of.
By the way,
reply because I'm not interested.
I'm going to talk later about in the show about this too. School board's budget almost $700 million.
I saw that, and I'm still flabbergasted by the amount of administration within our schools. And if you look at it, that's what's growing. Not necessarily classroom positions that are growing in Marion County. It's all the ancillary things. So, and there is some facility improvement which is needed, but for the most part, it's through administration.
Almost $50 million more than the county budget.
Right.
How about that?
Right.
$50 million, almost $50 million more than the Marion County budget.
There's a lot more employees that work for the school.
Well, yeah, of course.
A lot.
Right.
Like a lot. And whereas the county works on, maybe 2 big projects a year, maybe, school board just stretches things out for decades.
Decades.
It's a little different. But if you look, the bulk of that increase is really going to administration.
Yeah, it is. Hey, we got to take a break. When we come back, more with Galen Unall from Life South right after this timeout on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. This is WOCA, The Source.
Are you or your loved one being released from a hospital and wondering how you'll manage? Inform your physician that you want to go to Palm Garden of Ocala at 2700 Southwest 34th Street for your rehabilitation. Palm Garden provides pain management, post-discharge follow-up, diabetic care, psychosocial support, and so much more. Plus, they even offer outpatient rehab. This award-winning care facility has a team of licensed professionals dedicated to enhancing your independence. Call 352-854-6262 today.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Are you wasting time boxing up packages and going to the post office or the UPS store? Are you tired of not knowing what you'll pay when you get there? Just Ship offers pickup service and flat rate packaging and postage rates, which takes the guesswork out of shipping while saving you time and money. So quit wasting valuable time and money. Call or text Just Ship at 352-234-3840. That's 352-234-3840. Just Shipped.
Now you've done it. Have you lost your mind? He's back. And you're listening again. A legend in his own mind. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Here's Tom Schmitz live on WOCA. The Source.
Just off the runway at the Ocala International Airport. Galen Munoz from Life South brought to you by the good folks at Palm Garden Health Rehabilitation Center located at 2700 Southwest 34th Street. They offer skilled nursing, physical, occupational, and speech therapy. Give them a call, 352-854-6262 for more information. Also, good folks, Penn Flooring. They're a full-service flooring company dedicated to finding the best solutions for your flooring needs. They have experience in both commercial and residential fields. Go check out their showroom at 1201 Southwest 17th Street or give them a call at 352-351-3420. And, of course, Just Shipped is a family-owned and operated shipping company where they take the hassle out of shipping by they come to you, they package it, they stand in line at the post office, they do all the legwork. All you have to do is give them the item to be shipped. Go to info@justship.net or justship.net on the internet. Galen, good morning. Let's go.
I got a question for you.
Uh-huh.
I got a question for
Yep.
you. Have you ever had a team that you rooted for, but there was a player on that team that you just hoped didn't play well or fail?
Atlanta Braves, Josh Donaldson.
Oh, really? Well, he didn't play very long.
No, but he reminds me of the character in Major League Two that played with the Indians and then he went and played with the White Sox afterwards.
Yeah.
That's who Josh Donaldson reminded me. Josh Donaldson's just to me a bad attitude person that he played third base and did well for the Braves, but when he left, I was like, thank God that moron's gone.
But did you root for him when he played?
No.
Or did you just
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
All right.
Nope. Anytime he come up, I was like, well, if he strikes out, that's a win.
Yeah, there's been players that have left, like my Red Sox. I'm kind of glad they're gone. But you know, I find myself like with the U.S. women's soccer team.
I'm rooting. Yeah, I want the women to win, but I'm rooting against Megan Rapinoe. I don't want her to ever score a goal.
Yes, why? And you know why? Because I was thinking about this.
We lost Galen.
I'm on the prairie.
Oh, there you
I'm
are.
here.
Okay, so
she was saying about how her voice in women's voices and lesbian voices are silenced in this country. She said that while she was speaking inside the White House.
Yeah.
I think your voice is pretty amplified, actually.
You're standing in the White House,
Yeah, that's
I don't know.
that's a head scratch.
There's an African American woman that's vice president. I mean, I don't know how silent women are being. I don't know how silent women are being.
And then the other one, if you're a Green Bay Packer fan, and Aaron Rodgers gets up there and basically says that he is the entire team, is he and this is the analogy I made the other day, and I think you'll like this. He's the NFL equivalent of LeBron James.
Yes and no. What I thought immediately when I saw his comments and all was he just Reggie Jackson, the Green Bay Packers. When Reggie Jackson said he was the straw that stirred the drink of the New York Yankees in his first year with the Yankees, and Thurman Munson was like, what the hell did he say? Chris Chambliss was like, Greg Nettles was like, what came out of his mouth? Like they were all, that nobody on that team was worth a damn except him. And that, if you remember 1978 with the Yankees, all there was Mr. October, that caused serious problems in that Yankee locker room.
They did go on to catch my Red Sox and win the World Series. I think Reggie had a pretty good World Series.
Hey, he did become Mr. October in that World Series.
And I've met Reggie. I've talked to him at the Mikamoto auction. So you're not going to get me to say anything negative about a guy who just hits home run and likes fast cars.
No, I just thought that was the. I immediately thought of that comment.
I think it's
Although Reggie will tell you that comment was taken out of context. He will tell you that.
Well, but the difference is Reggie didn't basically destroy his head coach, the front office, players that he had on the team.
Galen.
He just said he was better than him.
Galen, you're giving Aaron Rodgers not enough credit. He's destroyed coaches, plural.
Yeah. And I watched that, and I really don't care what athletes say, 90%. But I watched that entire interview, and I'm like, wow. And this is what I said. I said, thank God I'm not a Green Bay Packer fan.
I'm an owner with the Green Bay Packers, by the way.
Oh, yeah, I know you are. I know you've got that one stock.
I got that one stock. I bought it in memory of my father, who was from Wisconsin and was a devout. And when I mean devout, I mean more. He was a devout Catholic, but he was a more devout Packers fan.
I don't know. How do you root for Aaron Rodgers after that?
I don't.
I mean, we're very, very vocal about he got the coach fired, right? He's talking about how bad his wide receivers are. And this is a guy that the media absolutely loves. They think that Aaron Rodgers is the greatest quarterback in the history of the planet. No one will ever be able to touch him again. But he constantly fails in the playoffs. So,
if he's the best thing on that team, then they should win regardless of whether they have good wide receivers, regardless of what the coaching staff does. Because he's so good, he can overcome. Oh, wait, that's right. He's not Tom Brady.
Well, he said, the only reason why players come to Green Bay is to play with me. Like, really?
Yeah.
All right, you don't think it's the millions of dollars that the organization is offering to pay them?
Yeah, because the only wide receiver they can get to come back right now is Randall Cobb, who's on the downside of his career.
And he took complete credit for that. He's like, yeah, I got this done. I'm like, okay.
Okay, so you got a guy that's 12 years in the league that was nothing more than the number 2 wide receiver at the pinnacle of his career, but most of his career was a number 3 wide receiver. Good job, Aaron.
Yeah, Tom Brady gets Rob Gronkowski and Randy Moss.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, good job. Way to go there, pal. I am glad I'm not a Packer fan. That's for sure, because he would be really difficult for me to root for.
We got to take a break.
Looking back for the Magic Man to come back.
Don Mikowski. We got to take a break. When we come back, more with Galen Unoff from Life South on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM.
Broadcasting from the Ocala International Airport, this is WOCA AM, W242CA FM, Ocala, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
When it really counts, depend on The Source for the latest weather updates.